Okay, so we have the mysterious ballet in the key of E minor. So on the top, we have some left hand warm ups. Let's start with those warm ups because we're going to see that chord pattern a lot kind of through this piece or some sort of variation of it. So let's get really familiar with those chords. We're going to start with E minor, so E position. And then what we're going to do for all of these chords, we're just dropping down like a half step. So we have an E flat minor. All these are flats: E flat, G flat, B flat. Dropping down again. All these are half steps down to D minor, our famous D minor chord there. Going down again, C sharp minor. All these again are going down half steps. If you can't quite get these, what I would do is just kind of take them one at a time. So going back to E minor, take your pinky, go down a little half step there, take the G, down a half step, B, down a half step. So that's kind of a way that you can, instead of moving all of them at once, you can just move them separately. So we can almost like a crawl kind of. Same thing for D, moving that pinky down, down, 3, 1, down again. That's our chord pattern. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with the left hand there. We're noticing the 3/4 time signature. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So on this one, we just kind of follow that same E minor, making sure also to your legato, connect those notes on the one and two beats there. Bum, bum, down, bum, bum, going back. Remember your F sharp in the key signature. Back to E minor. Down to C, and then we have a chord here. This is our B, D sharp, A. So if we notice, if we rearrange these notes and take the bottom B and move it up to the top, we have that famous 5/7 chord. So if we're playing from E minor and then we play the 5/7, this top B is going to move down. So that's kind of a way that you can kind of remember those notes for that chord. We have a nice staccato there, so just a quick little bump and back to E. Okay, and then we have right hand. So right hand, we're going to start with the E there. You can use 4/1. I use like a 5/2 for some reason, but whatever fingering that you want to use for here is fine. This one, cross over the top, use your number 3 on the G, boom, cross over again, 2. So those have 2 crossing over kind of patterns. So cross over 3 on that G, boom, cross over again. Again, I'm using a little bit different fingering, but probably whatever fingering that you choose, you'll have to do some sort of crossover there for those notes. Next one. So we have that kind of punctuated part there between those last 2 measures. Kind of remember to do a nice lifter there. There should be just a little tiny gap, but there's just no sound at all. We want to create that sort of illusion of the almost like a little gap or kind of punctuation. Okay, let's try both hands. On this one, we're remembering you have eighth note. So we're going to play those right in between those 2 left-hand notes. And then that third beat where both hands will be together. So if you're having trouble a little bit with getting that pattern, make sure you can do at least the first measure before moving on to the other ones to get that rhythm down. Okay, I'm moving down. When you take the repeat, right hand goes up. We're going to play the kind of like that same note pattern. Right hand is just going to be 1 octave up. Let's add some pedal as well. So on this one, we're noticing that the pedal, we're going to pedal each of these measures. So on the very second to the last one, make sure that when the pedal comes up, you also have that the staccato there to kind of create that punctuation. Okay, and then we're going to go to page 2. On this one, this is our chord, that 5/7 chord that's just rearranged a little bit different. chromatic scale. So practicing our chromatics, making sure you use your 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2. So anytime that we have that gap right there, when there's two white keys together, we're going to use your 1, 2. Otherwise, use your 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1. So when we're practicing these, let's practice the chromatics, kind of just getting those down. We also have triplets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, bum. And a short little kind of staccato there. Next one, we're going to start on E, going up to E, starting on A, and then we're going to throw in some left-hand chords here. So going to 11, this is the E minor. We have this chord here, noticing that this one is our actually A minor chord. We're just moving that E down. Oh, I'm sorry, let's play that. There we go. Okay, 15, 5, 7 chord, boom, on this one. Right hand, we're up to B. So those notes are kind of in the higher up register area. So you have a B, C, B, and then A sharp, B, C. And also those are triplets. Remembering F sharp as well in the key signature. So back up to 9, giving maybe a little bit of pedal. Make sure to, as well, you have a quarter rest there, so the left hand should be all by itself, and then the right hand is going to come in on beat number 2. 1. If you want, you can kind of slow down a little bit as well. We're kind of preparing for a lot of notes here, and kind of a big section. So we have a nice big forte. Let's start with the left hand. This is that same pattern that we did from the left hand warm-ups. E minor, E flat minor, D minor, C sharp minor. When we turn the page, we back down to C. That's that same chord that we had, the 5-7 one, but these are kind of a broken notes here. Let's do right hand. So on this one, E minor. This is our E minor. We have some triplets here. We're going to play those. 1, 2, 3, D minor, C minor, C sharp minor. Turning the page. So when we put all of that together, all of these are, both hands are going to be shifting down, half step to E flat minor, shift down, D minor, shift down, C sharp minor, shift down. So all those are kind of shifting down. Turning the page. And we return back to our main theme here. Change there. That's like a little change from the previous page, remembering F sharp. And then we have our chromatics again. E minor, start with that chord there. And then we're going to go all the way up to that E. So we have 2 octaves actually. So instead of going up to this normal E, we're going to go one more all the way up to the top. So on measure 30 with that right hand, you have a E, B, going down again. A little bit different on 32. This one we have a kind of an interval of a 6th. So use your G and E, and then go to B. And then very last one, lowest E on the piano, just a light little kind of bump on the pianissimo. So on this one, let's see if we can do maybe the second and third page here. So I'm going to start from 9. got it. So Mysterious Ballet, a lot of kind of different chord progressions, kind of remembering where all these are kind of moving down a half step or having some sort of little variation in between those. And when you get to measure 17, remember you have a nice forte. I think that's the only forte. Yeah, that's the only forte in the piece. So really saving that volume, lots of volume for that one measure. That's kind of a lot of stuff happening as well. Kind of if you're with the right hand, remembering to play those, that's going to take probably a good amount of muscle strength to kind of to play those fast. So those might be some good technical exercises as well. D. And you can like play actually through all of those chords. Just has some good kind of muscle strength exercises. And then two, I was not pedaling perfectly with what they had written here, but when you're first starting, just follow the pattern that they have there for the pedaling. And then once you sort of achieve a certain degree of mastery over this piece and you've gotten the okay from your teacher, you can kind of play around with it and do whatever you want. Okay, so that's that one, and we'll call it good.